What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, The Hot Commodity, joined by my friend and comrade and co-host, Jerry. Who are you, Jerry Lawler or Jim Ross?
Well, it's your show, so you're the Eric Bischoff. I'm the Conrad Thompson.
Respect.
So you're the David LaGreca. I'm the Bully Ray. But
respect. I'll take
it's me and Chris. Sorry that I'm in a mall. I just got out of school and I have classes throughout the day, and I want to be able to fit this into my schedule like I always do. So I'm eating pizza because I'm on a 3-hour break. So we're eating pizza. I gotta get some food in. I've been up all day, but I'm still gonna be here talking wrestling.
100, man. And pizza's the bomb. It's one of my favorite to eat. I don't eat sauce though, so I just eat it with cheese and like mushroom or like mashed potato pizza is really good too.
That's like pepperoni sausage.
I do get, fun fact, I'll get pepperoni on my pizza, but then I peel the pepperoni off and I just eat like I like the I don't know, the juice.
Okay. What's there? Sometimes I do that.
The juice.
I'm guilty.
The juices are flowing. So yes, hi. We're the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast, and we're covering WWE Friday Night SmackDown from September 6, 2024, live in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And we kick off the show with the WWE Champion Cody Rhodes coming out to the ring. Cody says, "This is an extremely large crowd. At Bash in Berlin, I was victorious. I have done this gig long enough to know any moment I'll be interrupted. I'd like to extend an invitation. Solo, come on out." Then the Bloodline, of course, come out. Solo says, "Cody, are you done running your mouth? Are you ready to defend that title against a real challenger like me? I could have been champion at SummerSlam if it wasn't for Roman Reigns. I deserve a rematch." Cody says, "There should be a title match next week. You are the number one contender in my book. You stepped out of the tribal chief's shadow." And he goes, "I'm not talking to you, Solo. I'm talking to Jacob Fatu. Step on up." So then Jacob gets on the apron, and Solo pretty much tells him, like, "No, step down." And then Jacob does. He tells Solo, "You're my tribal chief." And then Cody says, "Solo, you believe it, don't you? You get better all the time, and you might hold the title one day, but it won't be next week." So it says, "Next week you're on." And then the Bloodline confront Cody Rhodes, and they go to attack him. But then DIY and the Street Profits come out and stand beside Cody. Nick Aldis comes out and makes the Cody Rhodes Solo Sikoa match next week inside a steel cage. We do know that SmackDown is going to be 3 hours next week. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's the USA Network. Someone posted a screenshot of like the schedule, and SmackDown's going to be 3 hours.
Oh my God, no. What the hell are they going to do for 3 hours? They don't even know what to do for 2.
I don't know what's going to happen. They'll probably bring back a lot of people. But as we who oh no, that's tonight. This is Raw. It was talking about Bret Hart being on Raw. You thought it was
tonight.
Yeah. So but with this promo, you've got Solo obviously wanting to challenge Cody. You got some tension where Jacob Fatu could be the rightful challenger, and then you see the steel cage match being made. What are your thoughts on all of that?
Well, we're getting the long-term booking right now. Sorry if you guys can barely hear me, but we're getting the long-term booking. You know, this is the beginning of the Jacob and Solo feud because Jacob's going to say this down the line, I guarantee you, where I could have had a shot at the world championship right away within my first 2 months here, but you wouldn't let me take it. You held me back. This is perfect. I do wish Jacob would have taken the shot because everyone knows how much I love him and how much, it's just, it doesn't look good because obviously he's not going to win right away. So I'm happy this happened. This is planting the little seeds. This actually, I popped when he said Jacob. I was like, oh, but I just want Jacob to actually say something other than "I love you, Solo,"
Yeah,
because when he's serious and when he's himself, he cuts the scariest promo I've ever seen. Like
yeah.
he's like,
He's
"Oh,"
like
he can be like, "What's up, nigga? I'm like that." I'm like he can really cut like a hood
a good
promo. Like,
promo. Well,
yeah,
I think right now they have him booked as this like almost like a like back in the 80s, like whenever they would book Samoans, they were always like crazy and like had the skulls and like would like act like they didn't speak English and like didn't they were just like very and I feel like they're giving him this gimmick of just like, yeah, he can speak English, but he's very like nuts. Um, but I definitely think Jacob Fatu is should I'd rather see Jacob fight Cody than Solo and Cody again, but I know to build up to that, we're gonna have to see
we'll
this.
see Roman next week, hopefully.
Yep, yep, he'll be there. He'll definitely show up. Speaking of showing up, WWE Women's Champion and Queen of the Ring Nia Jax comes to confront Tiffany Stratton backstage. Nia says, "People are saying that you tried to cash in on me last week." Nia says, "I know you would." She's like, "No, I wouldn't do that to you." And Nia says, "I know you would never lie to me. Maybe I'll help you like you helped me last." So Nia is putting Tiffany on notice right here. So we got Bayley taking on Tiffany Stratton. Did I say who did I say she's playing? I said Tiffany, right?
You said Tiffany Bayley.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure it's the right person. So yeah, Tiffany Stratton's taking on Bayley. This is a decent match. Tiffany lands her cartwheel elbow in the corner. Bayley lands a flying elbow drop.
Phony, absolutely phony.
I know you're not a big fan of her. I'm not a fan at all of her. Women's champion Nia Jax comes out. Tiffany lands an Alabama slam for a two. Bayley hits Bayley to belly, and then Bayley dives onto Nia Jax on the floor. Nia distracts referee as Tiffany has a roll up on Bayley, and then Bayley hits the rose plant to get the victory here. So this week, Nia caused Tiffany to lose. Do you think that was on purpose, or do you think Nia really didn't mean to do that?
I mean, maybe Nia meant to do that. We don't know. She's champion, but I think Tiffany's ultimately going to turn out. The SmackDown Women's division is not that. I mean, I guess the Raw's division isn't that good. They only have, but their storylines, like they don't have anything with this on SmackDown. This is why I'm surprised they're doing a 3 hour show. What are they going to do for 3 hours? This,
100%.
this just, I don't know.
I'm looking forward to see like what they're going to do because there really isn't a lot of stuff like you said. Um, Speaking of not a lot, Apollo Crews comes out to take on the debuting Giovanni Vinci. This match was literally like 3 seconds. Apollo rose up Giovanni Vinci
Yeah, and
quick
they
and
hyped
gets
this
a three
debut up
count.
for what?
Yeah, I was about to ask you, what did you think of that? Because like his debut, he was supposed to come in as like this huge
They
and
had a whole video
lost.
package of him and everything. Like, what the hell was this?
Mhm. Really nothing to say, right? Because there was nothing like I kind of wish they didn't do this because now his momentum is really low. But I think he can improve. I think it was just a way to kind of shock everybody, but I didn't think it did anything for him at all. Um, Next up, we've got Kevin Owens versus Austin Theory versus Grayson Waller in a triple threat match. Kevin Owens power bombs Grayson Waller through the announce table. Kevin Owens lands a swanton bomb to Austin Theory, but then Grayson Waller breaks up the pinfall attempt. Um, Another moment, Austin Theory hits a blockbuster to Kevin. He pins Kevin, and then Grayson Waller stops that count. Kevin hits a super fisherman's buster to Grayson Waller. Austin breaks that count up, and then Kevin Owens hits a stunner to Austin Theory to get the win. After A Town down, destroy Kevin Owens, and Grayson Waller hits a rolling flatliner with Theory laying A Town down as well. Kevin Owens. What do you think of next week? We know he's going to have a mystery partner, but I don't really like the storyline right now. Kevin Owens is built as like the main competitor for the title, and now he's going up against Austin Theory and Grayson Waller again. What do you think?
I don't care about Grayson Waller. I think his comedy segments, like with like Grayson Waller TV, I think that's all stupid. I think I don't really know what the real intention here. They had Vince McMahon is supposed to be in theory like a freaking Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, I'm like hiccuping, but he booked Austin Theory like a Brock Lesnar, and now he's not doing shit. So I just there's nothing. The SmackDown. This is why I don't like SmackDown. Well, like there's
Oh.
nothing, like there's nothing interesting going on right now.
Yeah, like as we're talking about it, like, there's nothing that's like, oh my God, like it's just the same stuff. And they've got to pick up momentum because, like, although they're still selling out and still doing all that good stuff, they've got to do something better because my attention to it, I mean, I'm always gonna watch it, but it's kind of like next up,
Oh,
WWE United States Champion LA Knight comes out. LA says, I've had 2 successful title defenses. I went to DC, Berlin, and now I'm in the Big E. Carmelo Hayes comes out. Carmelo says, you're bragging about 2 defenses. I've been stealing the show, and you've been running your mouth. The only guy you need to worry about is me. Andrade then comes out. Andrade says, Melo, Tranquilo, right? Tranquilo. I said Tranquilo. I don't know a fucking word. Uh, Andrade says, do you think you deserve a title match? I'm the one that deserves it. LA says, I don't got time for you two. The two of you have a tiff. Andrade says, LA, that title was mine before. And then Andrade pushes Carmelo Hayes into LA. And then LA ends up landing a BFT to both Carmelo Hayes and Andrade. And we're either going to get a #1 contenders match or we're going to get a triple threat. But what do you think?
I really hope Andrade wins, but it should be Carmelo Hayes because Carmelo Hayes was, I say this all the time, he was the #1 pick of the draft, and yet
Mm.
they haven't done anything with him. Like, why?
Again,
Have
that
him do
draft doesn't
something with
matter.
this could be some direction for Carmelo Hayes. But poor Andrade, because he's really good. He just re-signed with WWE, but he's just been in this trilogy with Carmelo Hayes, and it's not doing any benefit for him. He can have good matches in AEW. Like there was no point of coming back if he's just gonna do this.
Yeah.
What the fucking speed champion? Like, come on.
Well, maybe he'll win, and get that title back, hopefully. Next up, Chelsea Green with Piper Niven takes on Michin. No one reason for this match. But Piper Niven lands a senton to Michin on the floor, and then Chelsea Green lands the unprettier to Michin and gets the win. I like Chelsea Green, but I think they only did this match because it was in Canada, and that's where Chelsea's from.
Uh,
So
what you just said? Thank you very much.
we are taking a quick break as Christian thanks his local um, I guess
Sorry, guys. Only Monday. We only got to deal with this when we record Mondays. Mondays is kind of a long day for the beginning of the week. All right. You were just talking about what segment I watched it, but I know it.
you're fine. No, I just said the Chelsea Green match and Michin didn't really matter, and they just
I
did it
mean,
in
he's
Canada.
doing Chelsea Green. I really she's the definition, and I probably have already said this. A lot of people have probably already said this, but she's really the definition of just go out there and do whatever you can because she's on now. She goes to NXT. Her Michin, like all these girls are going back and forth to NXT pay per views, SmackDown. Like those are people you want on your roster. Chelsea Green, mark my words, will become a women's world champion on that brand soon. And I think it should happen sooner than later because although I acknowledge your tribal chief of the women's division, Nia Jax, I the women's division is boring on SmackDown. Interesting. It's at least interesting with Raw and with Rhea and Dom and Liv. But like Chelsea Green would be perfect because she'd play the bitchy heel that everyone hates.
Yeah,
Tiffany Stratton.
or maybe you can create a mid card women's title and give it to her, and then she can move up
They
to.
should make one, not one for
Yeah,
each person. They can only make one for now.
I agree. Well, this main event we're going to cover quick. The
Like,
Bloodline.
why do we still have the women's tag team championship and not a women's mid card title? And I don't even like the women's division like that.
They probably will get one though, because NXT just got one, and whenever
Yeah.
they talk about possibly bringing it up, they'll do it. They need to. And I think it would be good because then you get more women to be able to shine other than just the people that always
Like
get.
Selena,
Hmm.
um, Michin, Chelsea,
Hmm.
Shayna, Kyrie Sane. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot.
This main event wasn't a lot though. The Bloodline defeat DIY and the Street Profits.
Again,
After Jacob Fatu lands an impaler on Montez Ford, and then Solo hits Montez with two Samoan spikes, gets a 3 count, and that was it. And it's just the Bloodline being controlled. Pretty boring episode of SmackDown with really nothing happening. Maybe tonight's Raw a lot will pop off, and they were just kind of like, okay, like let's just give a basic show for now, but really nothing fantastic. So we have less than a minute. So quick final thought on SmackDown.
I think it's the most boring show on the roster. We'll see what it does when it comes to USA.
Hopefully it will do better, but we will be back with our Raw recap. Bad Blood is coming on the way. AEW All Out, more coming your way. Until next time, stay safe and stay uncensored.